A retired NYPD police officer was shot by a stray bullet while leaving a party in Brooklyn on Saturday. The former officer was one of 15 people who were shot in 14 separate incidents in New York City just this weekend alone. Well, recent NYPD data shows that there were 210 shootings from January 1st to April 24th in the year 2020. Over the same period in 2021, there have been 372 shootings, which is a 77% increase. Joining us now to discuss is Republican candidate for Staten Island Council, Jordan Hafizi. Thank you very much for joining us.
How's it going? I'm a big fan of the show.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that for sure. But, you know, this crime, the crime levels in New York City that just continue to increase. What do you attribute that to?
Look, what's happening here in the city is atrocious. We have a horrible, horrible mayor in a city council that's currently in office. And what needs to be done is that we need to have common sense leadership come back in office and present common sense solutions that can help bring these crimes back down. Our cops are not being supported right now in any way by any level of government. You look at what's going on in the city government with the ending of qualified immunity, and then you look at what's going on with bail reform. They ended bail reform. This is not a common sense solution to our problems. You know, Republican leadership is needed right now, and we have a good slate of Republican candidates that are up for office. Bill deBlasio has destroyed this city, and it's just sad what's going on. Our police officers aren't backed anymore by any level in city government.
You know, we remember when Rudy Giuliani came in, had the broken window policy, right? Vandalism usually led to higher crimes. They wanted to make sure they addressed that immediately. That's kind of gone away. You can't do stop and frisk. I won't get into the whole issue, but that's not happening. How do you fix this? How do you improve the situation in the city?
You know, so our cops aren't being backed right now by City Hall or City Council, and we need to incentivize becoming a cop again. You know, we could do this by on-the-job incentives, such as creating shifts that are more cop-friendly. So we would have 12-hour shifts that make cops work less. And because cops I've spoken to, they say working 5 days a week can really stress them out sometimes. We also need to incentivize becoming a cop because we can get the best quality candidates where we could be able to choose. We'll be able to choose the best quality candidates so that we can have the best cops, so we could avoid any problems of people saying cops are bad. We choose which cops are the best. We choose which cops are going to be out on our streets, and we choose how we're going to fight this crime in our city. We need to support our police officers. It's one of the top priorities I'll have once I'm in office.
You know, Jordan, it's an issue that's not just happening in New York City, although the staggering increase in the amount of shootings and the violent crimes may be a little more evident here. The issue of what's happening with law enforcement and communities across this country obviously is headlining news everywhere. So what do we do when it comes to how law enforcement officers are even treated on the street? What can we do to fix that relationship between people in their communities and law enforcement that are going out there and just ultimately trying to keep them safe?
Look, I'm 21 years old, and I'm one of the youngest city council candidates in history. And running as a Republican, I thought I was going to get a lot of backlash for running at such a young age. But people have loved the idea because it takes someone young. It takes someone young to be able to understand what young people are going through. Even older Republicans have told me they love that I'm young. And I really know what's best for fixing this country, because we need to start by targeting young people. We need to create better relationships between our police officers and our youth. We need police officers to go into the community, play basketball games with our children, you know, go to community events, show them that they're not just there to take bad guys off the street, but they're there. Anyone can come to them. You know, there are solutions that can be done throughout the country that can really help promote a good rapport between our police officers and our communities.
All right, Jordan, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us, sharing your thoughts. Jordan Hafizi, thank you, sir.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.